Previously, we talked on the interface of After Effects, but now we are going to focus on two important parts, okay, which is the layers and the timeline panel. Okay, so let us begin without wasting much time.
So in this video, we are going to take a closer look at layers, all right, and the timeline panel in Adobe After Effects. So I introduced you to the After Effects interface, and I briefly told you about the timeline panel. But in this video, I'm going to put more emphasis on it. I'm going to show you other things, all right. We're going to have a full understanding of the timeline panel, all right, because it's like the most important panel you have in the interface, all right. So you just quickly open your After Effects. When you open it, it will display something like this, all right. This is the home screen telling you welcome to After Effects, all right. Just like every Adobe product, you would find your recent the things you've done, the recent things you've done, all right. You see all of them lined up here, but you might not see anything on your own because you've not done anything. But do not worry, you have some things when we get started. All right, so what you want to click on is new project. All right, new project. So click on new project, then we get to see the entire interface. I think we've seen this before and we'll be familiar with it because I've showed you some things on it on the previous videos. All right, so the first thing you want to do is to create a composition, all right, and that's why we have a new composition here. I'll tell you more about composition, but for the sake of this video, just do what I ask you. The next video is going to be on composition. So click on new composition, just like saying a new artboard or a new page. So just take it like that, a new page. Composition comprises of many things together: videos, text, everything. It is what will hold everything you are importing. It holds everything, all right. So let's just say new composition. So if you are very familiar with video, I will not do much settings here. If you're familiar with video, there are different video presets we have, and the one we are going to use for sake of this tutorial is the HD. All right, HD. This is the standard to use, at least now. Previously we'll use SD, which is the old video format, but now we use HD. So it will probably be HD. But if it's not going to be on HD, just like you set your page size on Photoshop, you can set your size here. You can see the width and the height here. But for the sake of this one, I'm going to use a preset. And see something, you can also, like I told you, you can extend the time. You can extend the time. Like here we have 30 seconds. What I said in the previous video, the custom duration here is always 30 seconds. So we can extend it if we like. We can extend it. I can just put cons, all right. So that we extend it. And there's something here, you can change your composition color. For this one, I'm going to change it to white. It's normally in black, okay. So do not set any other thing, just leave it like that, okay. Just leave it like that. As you get used to it, you'll then be able to set some advanced things, all right. This is just to get started with, all right. So you just, and you see it, you see something here. I think I zoomed out. Like I showed you, you have to set it to fit the screen. I say fit up to 100%. So you see the screen appears. If you can just relate this to a monitor, right? A monitor. And if you remember, this is our timeline, and you see something that happened. It increased to what? To seconds, to 50 seconds, all right. So you note this, it was previously 30 seconds on our previous video, but we changed it to 50 seconds. So let's take a look at the topics we are to cover. So the first one we are covering is layers, all right. So a layer can be many things. A layer can be many things. A layer can be many things. It can be a photo, it can be a logo, it can be a video, it can even be a music, a sound, because you can add sound to this. And I'm going to show you an easy way to import things inside. We'll just drag and drop here, all right. It will load. You'll be frequently seeing that loading bar. So most times you see it, you just have to be patient for it to finish loading. So I have it here, and you can see a little monitor here at the left hand side here, where I'm moving my cursor over. you can see it that is showing the video. All right, it helps you to preview it. You can see the composition showing white color, so this helps you to preview what you're having. So what you just do this now, when you put it here, it becomes a layer. You drag and drop on the timeline. Like I said, this is your timeline. This entire area is your timeline. Then you drag it and you put it here. And there's one important thing is this time in this timeline, all right, is our time indicator. It indicates the particular time. And if you've played a video before, this is just like a counter that moves through the video at every second, at every given second or given minute. I have it here. We have our first layer here. Like I said, the video can be added, and you can see the icon is showing a little icon here. If you can see it from yours, so this is a layer. This is a layer itself. So we can bring another layer in. We can bring another. You might be asking if we can play. Yes, we can play. If you come to this preview panel, you can play this thing. Then to play. Hope you can see it. Yeah, it can play, but it uses a lot of RAM. All right, your RAM, because this now is a very heavy video. Okay, so your system should be very, very strong. So we have another layer. I can bring in this. This is a photo. Okay, this is a photo, and it's all over the place. All right, it's all over the place, and that will bring us to our next topic to cover, which is layer property. All right, layer property. So what's layer property? Like I will call layers object, because that's what confuses most persons. They call it layer and it's so abstract for them. So I call it object. Object is something you can handle. It's a thing. All right, so all these I can refer to them as objects. All right, like I said here, layers or object. All right, so this is an object. So this thing has properties. Properties like the scale. You must have used to scale. Anything like design entirely used to scale, used to position is a property. All right, the position of an object is a property, or whether it's at the left hand side, the right hand side, that is its property. All right, so where is it located? Where is it located? If you find your layers here, you would find a little arrow here. If you click on it, it will drop down and you see something like transform here. Transform means you can edit what? The properties. These are where all the properties lies. All right, you see anchor point, position, scale, rotation, opacity. You should be used to all this, maybe except anchor point. All right, but I'll talk on it later. So let's try to work on the scale first. So this is how it works. You have these sizes highlighted with blue. All right, like a link kind of. All right, so what you do is you place it on it. If it changes to white, you place it on it, you see that it will change to white. Then you click and drag. You can drag forward and backward. All right, forward is that you are increasing the size, backward you are reducing it. So you see what we've done to our layers. We've reduced it. Hope you are seeing we've reduced it. So that's the property. Then we can also rotate it. All right, we can rotate it. The same dragging and moving forward or backward. All right, opacity, you should know opacity, how transparent it should be. You see, we've edited it. So those are the properties. And the position also here is moving it horizontally, all right, with the first one, and the second one is moving it vertically. Okay, so these are the properties of this particular layer. You can do the same to the video. If I click here and drop it and drop also the transform, I can reduce the scale of my video also. Hope you can see. I can reduce it and increase it. Everything I can do to the other objects, I can also do to videos, providing it's a layer. All right, the opacity, you can also do it. See that the white background is becoming more visible at the back. All right, so that's it. Okay, so we'll move to our second topic, time indicator. I think I've told you about the time indicator just now. It's this blue and pointer. All right, so it indicates all the time. Indicates the time. Like I said, if you've played a video before, this helps you count the seconds. All right, as it continues to count, the video moves further. All right, so I don't think it should be strange with you. Okay, so we have the last one, the timeline work area. All right, timeline work area. So this entire area is for the timeline. All right, for the timeline, and you will see something at the top of this place. We have the work area. Okay, if you drag it, you see that this part is more highlighted than this part. This is your work area. For instance, if my video is to end at 10 seconds, guess what I would do? You can already guess. I can drag it to end at 10 seconds. All right, so if I render this video, I can explain what render. You can simply say export this video. All right, but for After Effects we use the word render. All right, so if I render the video, you can already guess what will happen. It will end at this part. We have 10 seconds. It will end exactly here. It will not go beyond where we have this. All right, it won't go beyond it. That's why it's called the work area. But if I want the entire place, I can drag it down. All right, so that's our work area. That's all for this episode.
Okay, that's it for the layer and timeline. I believe you now understand the timeline more. On our next video, we are going to be dealing with After Effects compositions. And trust me, this is a very important part of After Effects. Okay, so you don't want to miss our next video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And if there's any difficulty you are facing, you can just comment on the community or just right here on YouTube. Okay, so see you on our next video.